On August 14, 1992, a small storm formed off the coast of Africa. On August 16th, the National Hurricane Center issued its first storm advisory for Tropical Depression 3. On August 19th, the storm winds reached 50 miles per hour, and forecast projections of the path of the storm showed it heading in the general direction of Florida. Tropical Depression 3 became Tropical Storm Andrew. On August 22nd, Tropical Storm Andrew was upgraded to Hurricane Andrew and now had 90 miles an hour wind. All computer projections modeled showed South Florida in the direct path of the storm. I had an opportunity to speak with Max Mayfield, former director of the National Hurricane Center, and asked him when it became a concern to him about Hurricane Andrew.
The truth is that any time we would be writing advisories on a hurricane or a tropical storm or even a tropical depression, I would be concerned. If it gets anywhere near land, you're obviously concerned. Not just Miami, the Hurricane Center is responsible for the whole Atlantic basin that includes the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico and even the eastern North Pacific. So we're always concerned, and even if it's not near land, you have to be concerned about the marine community, the folks in ships, cruise ships, the United States Navy and fishing vessels. So there's always concern, but we became especially concerned when it started getting closer to South Florida, 3 days or so before landfall.
Mr. Mayfield's concerns became a reality as Hurricane Andrew strengthened and continued to bear down on South Florida. People made their final preparations, sometimes standing in lines for hours for supplies such as propane, gas, water, flashlights, and batteries, as no one knew for how long they might be without the ability to obtain basic necessities and would be without electricity. Prior to the hurricane hitting, the Florida governor issued a state of emergency and activated 1/3 of the Florida National Guard. 142 shelters were open, housing approximately 85,000 people. About 1.2 million South Floridians evacuated South Florida. The best hurricane forecasting models at the time allowed for the possibility of the storm hitting anywhere within a 100-mile radius when 24 hours out from landfall.
And when he said 150 miles an hour, I said it's time to leave.
Evacuation area, what are you doing? Stay. Why? Why? I got two little dogs. I would not take them no place, and I don't, they would die.
Let me say this to you. I don't think this hurricane is going to be as bad as they're drawing out to be.
That some people in Dade are beginning to lose power.
All we can tell people is hang on.
The intense part of the storm right now is coming ashore.
This image, taken at 4:35 a.m., was the last radar image of its kind provided by the National Hurricane Center. The radar used to provide the image was severely damaged by the hurricane winds. The image shows the eye of the hurricane coming westward across Elliott and Sands Key. The dark red surrounding the eye of the hurricane indicates the areas of the strongest winds. As you can see, southern Miami-Dade County was experiencing the worst of Hurricane Andrew in the darkness of the early morning hours of August 24th. August 24th, 1992, daybreak. As the sun came up, the destruction of Hurricane Andrew became evident. Entire neighborhoods were destroyed, what people had worked so hard for their entire lives lay in unrecognizable piles of rubble. The hurricane destroyed over 25,000 homes, damaged approximately 101,000 homes, and left over 250,000 people homeless. With approximately $30 billion in damage caused, Hurricane Andrew became most costliest natural disaster in the nation's history and would forever change South Florida.
We also knew that a lot of our families were in that area that would have been very damaged. We also kept hearing reports, and I heard the same exact words in Katrina and in other hurricanes. I remember one local mayor said, we've dodged the bullet. Well, we knew what happened where the reporters were. But the fact that we had not heard anything from South Miami-Dade, from the Redland, from Homestead, from Cutler Ridge, those areas, that was not a good sign.
The greatest tragedy of Hurricane Andrew was not the damaged property, but the loss of life. A total of 15 people lost their lives in the state of Florida as a direct result of Hurricane Andrew. Another 26 lost their lives as an indirect result of the hurricane. Car accidents as a result of stoplights being out, injuries to workers and homeowners attempting to fix their homes, fires and carbon monoxide poisoning from generators all contributed to the death toll. As much damage as loss of life the storm caused, experts agree that if Hurricane Andrew's path had taken it through the heavily populated area of downtown Miami, the loss of life and damage would have been far greater than what it was. From the ashes of tragedy, oftentimes comes an opportunity for triumph. Hurricane Andrew was no different. Although the toll on property and life was heavy, Hurricane Andrew provided an opportunity for forecasters, emergency personnel, building planners, and the citizenry to emerge stronger, more determined and better prepared for future storms. Since Hurricane Andrew, better models of forecasting storm directions have been made. A larger focus on hurricane preparation by government officials has emerged, and what is possibly the greatest and longest-lasting triumph is the creation of stricter building codes for the entire state of Florida. As a direct result of Hurricane Andrew, the governor of Florida commissioned a study, which led to the establishment of stricter building codes in 1998 and their implementation in 2002. The stricter building codes eliminated hundreds of various building codes by various cities and created one blanket statewide code with exceptions to Miami-Dade and Broward counties that had even more stringent requirements placed upon them. The newly implemented building codes required that all new structures be outfitted with impact windows and eliminated the building of stick frame houses in South Florida that were more susceptible to hurricane damage. Although a number cannot be placed upon the number of houses that have withstood storms since Hurricane Andrew and the number of lives saved, it is the lasting legacy of the storm and best reflects how Hurricane Andrew forever changed South Florida.
Now I'm scared to death that we might lose everything. And when a sickness takes my child away and there's nothing I can do,